My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
My friends, many people in the generation of which I am a member remember a movie called The Day of the Jackal. It was an okay movie, The Day of the Jackal. I thought about that today because today, if we were doing a movie on just taking the day, would be the Day of the Judges. Some of them jackals. But others just judges doing their jobs. Welcome, my friends. Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour here, the Thursday edition. 800-848-9222 is how you reach us if you want to be on the show this afternoon. 800-848-9222. Lawfare, lawyers, judges, lawsuits, all dominating the news. Of course, we still have the Democrats going nuts over El Salvador. Even though most of the latest crew of publicity seekers has returned home, we still have many of the younger generation of the left upset that they actually have to pay back their loans. They're still whining, moaning, gnashing their teeth, using profanities to express their outrage that they dare have to pay back money that they borrowed. If we have time, we'll get to all of that. Lawyer for New York Attorney General blast Trump for retribution. Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York State, has hired Abby Lowell. If his name sounds familiar, it should. He's represented other people that have been in the news. And Mr. Lowell has sent Pam Bondi a letter saying that this whole incident, the referral that was sent to her, lacked any credible foundation. He says this is all just the next step, the next salvo in President Trump's revenge tour against Letitia James. And he cited the 2004 campaign speech in which Donald Trump, or said, past remarks, I am your warrior, I am your justice, I am your retribution. If you go after me, I'm coming after you. In his letter, he cited that. That's not problematic. One thing that I did, reading through this story, find, because I kept saying, well, is this just going to be the standard, what we've heard from Letitia James, which is, Donald Trump's Orange Man bad, retribution, blah, blah, blah. And then she's going to fight. She's going to fight and be a lawyer and do everything sounding like a civil rights warrior. But they actually refuted some of the information. So for what it's worth, I thought I'd pass it off to you if the reporting is correct. Of course, is in the New York Times. In the paperwork related to the Virginia house in question, Miss James had indicated on her form, giving her niece the power of attorney, that she would use the house as a principal residence. She has not done so, which led to some of these allegations. But in his letter to Ms. Bondi, Mr. Lerrell noted that Ms. James had elsewhere indicated to the lender that she had no intention of using the property as a primary residence. information that the mortgage broker acknowledged explicitly. Well, that's the first time I've read that. We'll see. People can say things, and people can say that they said things years ago, and who's going to prove it? But nonetheless, that's what they're saying now, that the mortgage broker acknowledged explicitly that he knew that there was, somebody's covered the basis apparently. Anyway, that the house wasn't going to be used as a primary mortgage. Virginia real estate lawyers interviewed by the New York Times said that the power of attorney form would not be an issue as long as the lender was aware that Ms. James did not plan to use the house as her principal residence. As for the New York property, Mr. Poot and others accused Ms. James of misrepresenting the number of living units in the Brooklyn home, which they say could let her receive better interest rates. While a 2001 certificate of occupancy said that the house had 5 units, Ms. James has consistently said it had 4. Mr. Lowell said that Ms. James has used the house as a 4-person residence as long as she's lived there. He accused Mr. Pulse of ignoring other official records that list it as a 4-unit property, and he attached those records in his letter. Now, I'm going to withhold judgment on all of this. I'm just passing along the factual information. When you go after somebody like the Attorney General of New York, who has been nothing but a partisan who swung for Donald Trump even before while he was still running for office, she made it clear she was going to weaponize the law and use it against him, and she's done exactly that. She is a partisan. I have no doubt, no question in my mind that she's a partisan, but I don't think she's stupid. And I do think that when Letitia James decided she was going to go after Donald Trump and use the power of her office to try to take him down, she also sewed up whatever was, if anything was. She's not a stupid woman. So if you're going to come after her, you better come correct. And not with some flimsy case. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to come after her, get the goods. Or if you think that the goods have been, how shall we say, ebonically manipulated, if you think that somebody has manipulated the goods, you better be able to prove it. If somebody's manipulating the receipts, you got to be able to prove it. Okay, I said day of the law. Let's get to the judges in a minute. Also, right before the show, Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered, say hallelujah, say amen. Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered gender-affirming care procedures for youth to be investigated. Hallelujah, thank you. Attorney General Bondi, in a memo, ordered employees of the Justice Department to look into and hold accountable medical providers and pharmaceutical companies that misled the public about the long-term side effects of chemical and surgical mutilations for young people. Yes. Get busy. Now, the judges. A judge today has blocked the Trump administration from immediately enacting certain changes to how federal elections are run, including adding a proof of citizenship requirement to the federal voter registration form. Got that? Donald Trump wanted to make sure we had a proof of citizen on voter registration forms. A judge appointed by, I think this might be an Obama judge, if I'm not mistaken, U.S. District Court Judge Colleen Kolar-Cotelli out of D.C. sided with voting rights groups and Democrats, one and the same, to grant a preliminary injunction to stop the citizenship requirement. The Democrat Party is stopping. They don't want people to have to prove they're citizens. We know that. It is part of the official court record. Democrats, we are firmly opposed asking people to verify that they're citizens before they vote in federal elections. This should be politically hung around the political necks of the Democrat Party forever. She also blocked part of the Republican president's executive order requiring public assistance enrollees to have their citizenship assessed before getting voting registration forms. So to stop the Democrats from recruiting everybody on welfare. But I guess to show that she was fair. She denied other requests from Democrat plaintiffs, including she refused to block Donald Trump's order to tighten up mail ballot deadlines. She also denied Democrats' request to stop Trump from directing Homeland Security and the Department of Government Efficiency to review state voter lists alongside immigration lists. So she let those two go through. Yeah, but the big one. Let me see if I can find it here. Who appointed this woman, who nominated her. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say. I think she's an Obama. If memory serves me right, this one's an Obama appointee. Easy enough to find out. We'll find out in the future. Okay, so we got that. We're going to take a break. We got more. A judge has limited Donald Trump's ability to withhold school funds. These schools that don't want to get rid of DEI. The judges have been very, very busy today. Oh, baby. Mike Pender passed away. And last year, he was 82. Founding member and keyboardist for the Moody Blues. Of course, this is their... Wait, Rich, is this, you would say their biggest hit? Is this when it, Nights in White Satin?
Biggest hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. Rich, if there's somebody that knows music, perhaps in certain genres more than I do, it would be Rich Radabali, and he's here today.
Maybe. But I doubt
it. And he was a DJ, and is a DJ. He used to do this for a living. Anyway, okay, Nights in White Satin, Moody Blues. Remembering Mike Pender, James Golden. Snerdley here with you. 800-848-9222 is how you reach us. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Let them start garnishing my wages? Baby, you won't be seeing me again. I promise you that. There won't be a wage for them to garnish.
So if I don't have any wages to garnish, then what? Does that categorize me as a criminal and then I'm sent to the concentration camps?
Like I said, folks, the liberals are going nuts over the idea that they might have to pay back their loans. Oh, on this day in 2016. Wow, Billy Paul passed away. In the Blackwood section of Gloucester Township in New Jersey, that's where he lived. He passed away age 81, 1972. This one won a Grammy Award. It was number one on the U.S. charts. A song beautifully sung about adultery and the joys of mixing it up with a married woman. Just like, there are so many songs on adultery in the...
This episode is brought to you by GMC. When you have 4 new tires, every drive feels fresh. Right now, buy 3 select tires and get 1 for just $1 during the GMC Certified Service Fresh Start Tire Event. Visit gmc.com/service offers or see dealer for full details. At participating U.S. GM dealers only. Highest or equal value tire will be $1. Offer ends 5/31/2025. Not available with other offers.
Ladies, you'll end up shopping for your guy's deodorant, right? So try Degree's Original Cool Rush. You see, last year, Degree changed the formula, and men were mad. One guy even started a petition. So Degree admitted they messed up and brought the Original Cool Rush scent back. It's clean, crisp, and actually smells like someone you want to cuddle. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So toss one in your cart and find out why it's the best-selling men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, streaming now only on Netflix.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like wind in your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree. Yes! Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree. He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good. Okay, we're back. Use as directed.
Like Whitney Houston's, lament that, what was Whitney Houston's? The first one that was her first hit was Adultery. Whatever. Come on, help me here. Whitney Houston's first hit. She can't wait for that man because only his loving will do. That's it. Oh, saving all my love for you, the married man, because I screw your wife. Well, no, you're not. You're doing me, but whatever. It's adultery. And adultery songs make it big in America. Around the world, adultery songs make it big. And I've never understood why. Well, yes, I do. I'm going to stop right there. Anyway, my friends, a judge has limited Donald Trump's ability to withhold school funds over DEI. The judge, Landa B. McCaffrey, said the administration had not provided an adequately detailed definition of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that its policy threatened to restrict free speech in the classroom while overstepping the executive branch legal authority over local schools. She wrote the loss of federal money would cripple the operations of many educational institutions. So she's pretty much saying, wait a minute, you're the feds, you have no right to say what's going on in the schools, but you have no right to stop paying you the money. Give us the money, but shut your mouth. She didn't issue a nationwide, injunction, but she did say that her ruling would impact anybody that was a member of the group that bought the lawsuit, including the National Education Association, the NEA, that's the largest teachers union in the country, the Center for Black Educator Development, whatever the hell that is. It's a nonprofit that wants to recruit and train black teachers. So the nonprofit and this one's an Obama appointee. So the feds, send us the money, but shut your mouth. Snerdley, we'll continue. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
You guys, I just found the most incredible Mother's Day gift. It's called Goldbelly. Goldbelly is this amazing site where you can get the most iconic foods from restaurants all across the U.S., shipped anywhere in the country for free in time for Mother's Day. We're talking cakes from Ina Garten and Martha Stewart, Magnolia Bakery's famous banana pudding, and New York bagel brunches. Make Mother's Day perfect with Goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code MOM. That's Goldbelly.com, promo code MOM.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I find it funny how the people that have the most to say about student loans are the ones who are uneducated. They have no formal education, they have no degrees, but they're quick to say, pay it back, you know what you signed up for. But if their shoe was on the other foot, they would be the ones complaining about it. And people were sold this dream of go to college, get a good paying job, then you can, be successful. But we went to college, there is no jobs. Wages aren't even matching up because companies don't want to pay for that. So this degree and this job that you're supposed to get aren't existent, like they don't exist. Wages wages are stagnant, they haven't gone anywhere. And that's not even mentioning the interest, because I've seen people, pay literally triple their loan amounts because they can't keep up with the interest. The interest is what's killing people. And yes, people knew what they signed up for. That's a given. But when you literally see it and you're trying to make payments and people are literally barely making ends meet as it is, that's the problem, is that people can't afford these interest rates because they're insane. That's what we want to be able to do. Because people would gladly pick up their loans if the interest wasn't literally causing 3, 4, 5 times the amount.
Get 3 jobs, man. Oh, man, what a beautiful place this would be if you didn't have to pay back your loans. Imagine that. Just go through life and never mind my loan. On this day in 1968, Satchmo was at number 1 on the charts in the UK with this one, and the B-side was Cabaret. He was 69 years old at the time. The one, the only, Louis Armstrong. Mr. Mike sent me a story. Rich, I don't know whether you're aware of this. Are you aware that there's going to be a high-stakes sperm race tomorrow that's being held in California in the Palladium?
No.
The one and only Mr. Mike, the most famous broadcast engineer in the entire world. No offense to other broadcast engineers anywhere, but he is. That's who he is. Mr. Mike sent me a story. Millionaires are hosting the world's first sperm race at iconic venue, complete with leaderboards, commentary, and replays. This time, it's good to finish fast. Move over Belmont Stakes. The story, by the way, was in the New York Post. An enterprising startup has announced the launch of the world's first sperm race, in which samples will go head-to-head in Los Angeles to raise awareness about declining male fertility. The unusual contest was organized by Sperm Racing, a group of young moguls and millionaires who raised over $1 million to back this veritable Kentucky Derby of creative juices. It takes place April 25, that'd be tomorrow, at the Hollywood Palladium in front of thousands of spectators.
What kind of training goes into that?
I think it would probably be a lot of handwork.
Probably.
A lot of handiwork. Yeah.
How do you know if yours won?
I don't know. How do you know? Because they have it on a microscope. They have it on the microscope, and they're going to show the results. 2 competitors, 2 samples, 1 microscopic finish line in sperm racing. And so the first, it's supposed to be, this isn't supposed to be for laughs. It's supposed to be to bring health and this issue of male fertility to the forefront, not the foreskin, the forefront, and to raise awareness of how bad it is. And RFK, Mike says, was talking about this sperm. There's a sperm shortage out here, too. And RFK he said, Mike says, and I hope I'm not violating HIPAA stuff, but he sent it to me and he didn't say, don't mention this on the air, so I'm going to mention it on the air. He said, I was reading about RFK and the sperm shortage. Well, just too bad. I'm not reversing my vasectomy to help the effort.
Good for him.
That's what. So sperm racing, it's a thing. And I looked forward to after tomorrow. And people, that's right, there is no jobs. The guy can try sperm racing. Since there is no jobs out here, that last guy that was whining about it, there's something that he might be qualified to do. Okay. Let's see. We have more. Oh, we weren't through with the lawfare. Letitia James is one of 11. Guess what? She and other liberal district attorneys have filed another lawsuit against Donald Trump. It just goes, it's just never ending with these people. This time, it's over tariffs. She claims the president does not have the power to raise taxes on a whim, but that's exactly what President Trump has been doing with these tariffs. That's what she said. Well, I hope this gets to the Supreme Court and they shut her up. The president, by the way, was granted tariff authority by Congress a long time ago. And, by the way, it's part of foreign policy. President has the right for foreign policy. So you go ahead and make the argument, Letitia. This is just keep wasting this money. Just do it. Okay, more from the Day of the Judges, a federal judge in Maryland has ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the return of yet another one of these immigrants sent to El Salvador. The man, identified only as Christian in court documents, was born in Venezuela, came to the U.S. as an unaccompanied minor. He and others who came to this country as children reached a settlement agreement with the government in November that prohibited their removal while asylum applications were pending. Nevertheless, he was among those sent to Salvador. Hey, new president, new policies. Sorry. So, and no word on yet whether Chris Van Hollen is going to go back to El Salvador, try to have some margaritas with this guy, this new one, and try to make do. And Martin Frost, the rest of these Democrats will probably have to run right back down to El Salvador again. Okay, the liberal prosecutor, I'm sure you've heard, we played this, I thought, we played Harris Faulkner's report about it, the guy that damaged all those Teslas out there, Tim Walz's country, in fact, worked for Tim Walz's administration. And the DA let him go with a little, not even a slap on the wrist, not even a slap on his middle finger. It's like, whatever. Anyway, the district attorney has been taking heat. Mary Moriarty. Sounds like something out of the Sherlock Holmes thing. Moriarty is back. This Moriarty. Mary Moriarty, Hepburn County. And so she went out because she's taking so much heat. He's a fiscal policy analyst for Tim Walz. Over, I think, 7 cars this guy damaged. So she's been taking so much heat from giving him pretty much a walk. This is what she had to say about it. Cut number 2. It's number 2. Hepburn attorney, DA Mary Moriarty.
So diversion is accountability. The case was submitted to us by the police. We did not decline it. We looked at the case. What we really wanted was for the victims in that case to get restitution and for this person to be held accountable. We are accomplishing both of those by requiring him to go through a diversion program and to pay restitution to all 6 victims. What happened to those victims of those Teslas should not have happened. And just like any other property offense, which is one of the lowest level offenses that we have, we seek to hold people accountable in a way that will be consistent with public safety. And diversion is a proven way of doing that.
We're just going to make him pay the money back in that. So that's for public safety? Public safety? I'm going to tell you what, it just doesn't end. Ladies and gentlemen, more of the legal thing. That's good legal news. Notorious for his lax standards, Donald Trump is going to order a probe into the Democrat fundraising juggernaut Act Blue. He's expected to sign the memo today instructing the DOJ to investigate Act Blue for potentially allowing foreign straw donors to pump cash into United States elections. I've been hearing this was coming. Many of you that follow politics have been hearing this was coming. Make it happen. And if they're not guilty of anything, let that be clear and put it out there. But if they are, hold them accountable. Harvard University is still deciding that they want to, no, we're not going to go along with these demands that we stop into some, we're not, and by the way, we're going to sue for the money because we think we have a constitutional right to taxpayer money. Exclusive interview with NBC News. Alan Goldberg doubled down on his defiance, said the school had no choice but to sue Donald Trump and the federal government for the money that they think they are due. And he raised all kind of gloom and doom. We are defending what I believe is one of the most important linchpins of the American economy and our way of life, our university. Well, that's a load. Of course, he thinks they're most important to the economy. He acknowledged that Massachusetts campus had a real problem with anti-Semitism. Back in 2023, the lawsuit, Harvard outlined the steps it's taking to curb anti-Semitism, blah, 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 blah. He said the research at risk by not getting the federal funds includes efforts to improve the prospects of children who survive cancer. Oh, goodness gracious. So Donald Trump is hurting the children who have cancer. That's the message. and other on a molecular level. He says that putting that research in jeopardy because of claims of anti-Semitism seems to be misguided. Hold on. Harvard University has over $53 billion sitting in the freaking bank. While this dispute goes on, Harvard University could take some of their $53 billion that they are sitting on and actually pay for the research if it's that important themselves. And why aren't they? Why would you go to the press? Why would you stop the research if it's so vital? Instead of taking some of the little money that you had, the $53 billion, take $2 billion out. You still have $51 billion. Take $2 billion out, draw down on it while you argue this out. Why would you stop the research? Harvard, you know, the problem with some of these Ivy League types is they think everybody else is stupid. Yes, a sperm race. I'm looking at my text messages. Rich people are having a hard time believing their sperm going to be racing out in California. Well, if they knew what I knew, some of that sperm is not trying to race to, but race away. Anyway. Rich, you're nailing me today. You tell them why we're playing this, Rich.
On this day in 1979, this fabulous song by Ray Charles was named the state song of Georgia.
Oh, man.
Written in 1930 by Hoagie Carmichael. And
nice.
Then Ray recorded it in 1969. The Genius Hits the Road from his album.
Wonderful. Man, every time I hear this, I almost get the chills. Especially, you know what, when I saw the movie Ray, and then you see how ironic it was, all the hostility that he endured from the state of Georgia. For them to finally name this state song was just such a beautiful, wonderful thing. James Golden, Snerdley. Keep it right here. An egg drop. Okay, so sperm race, someone is saying, okay, it's time for an egg drop contest too.
Like this egg drop soup.
This could be very productive. Oh, sing it, Ray. I love him.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Wow, you know who this is, don't you? Yes, I know her politics are what they are. I don't care. She is still an amazing singer. And she's so talented. One of the few that have won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and the Tony Awards. The EGOT. Yes. Well as Babs. Barbara Streisand, who knows nothing about politics, but, well, very little. It is her birthday today. And I'll tell you what, Rich, there's only one. She is all of that and more when it comes to her craft.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
This episode is brought to you by Factor. Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50, code LISTEN50. T's and C's apply.
Hey, let's talk about your expense report.
I didn't submit an expense report.
You will. Custom saddles and dog training services are not within policy.
What are you talking about?
SAP Concur uses advanced AI to audit and automatically detect out-of-policy expenses. It's the breakthrough I needed to focus more on our future.
These are my future expenses?
Yes, and self-defense classes are out of policy.
I'll need self-defense classes?
You will.
For what?
It's a big dog.
SAP Concur helps your business move forward faster. Learn more at concur.com.
What makes a great pair of glasses? At Warby Parker, it's all the invisible extras without the extra cost. Their designer quality frames start at $95, including prescription lenses, plus scratch-resistant, smudge-resistant, and anti-reflective coatings, and UV protection, and free adjustments for life. To find your next pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to find the Warby Parker store nearest you, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
Today is an anniversary for Sheryl Crow, but we don't have time, so we're gonna we'll celebrate the Sheryl Crow anniversary tomorrow. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for, of course, you to weigh in on our program this afternoon. Rich, you tell me, where should we begin today?
Let us go out to the island at Point Lookout and speak with Steve.
Steve, you're on Rapid Films. What is on your mind this afternoon?
Hi, Bo. I think the big problem with these kids complaining about the student loans is they all want to go to these fancy schools. Why do they have to go to a school that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars? Why don't they go to a community college for 2 years and then go to another school? It depends. Where you end up is what matters. It doesn't matter where you start. So your degree is still going to save wherever you graduate from, but you can save a whole bunch of money if you go to community college for a couple of years.
Well, you know what would have saved? We can't play it today. I may have to hold it for tomorrow or maybe even Saturday because it's 5 minutes of this woman whining about her life in student loans. And I don't think this woman went to the Ivy League. In fact, I can almost guarantee that she didn't. But she let her loan sit for 18 years. What happens to the interest rate on any loan that you let sit and pay zero for 18 years?
Yeah, you're going to be in arrears. Yeah.
Yeah. But keep listening. And I'd love to hear back from you after we hear a few more of these. And some of these people, by the way, it's hard to believe that they even attended college, let alone graduated from it. With their logic and their use of the English language. Thank you so much for the call. And where next shall we go?
Let's go to Irvington and speak with David.
David, hello, and welcome. How are you, David?
I'm good. I just wanted to talk about the sperm races. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, I was known as the Secretariat of Sperm Races, which is probably why I'm still single.
The Secretariat of Sperm Races. Yeah.
I finished too quickly.
Thank you for oh, may God bless and protect each and every single one of you, my friends, your family, your loved ones. Love and gratitude for your being here with me and allowing me to be with you. God willing, my friends, we are back tomorrow for the It's Already Friday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Keep it in your pocket. Don't race it unless you have to. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch up with you, God willing, tomorrow. Bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?